Welcome for today's webinar about how to file your taxes on taxx.lu. Let me introduce myself very quickly. My name is Patrick Malje. I am one of the founders of taxx, the website that is online since 2018 now, to help everyone to file their taxes here in Luxembourg in a very easy way. So today you will see how you can file your taxes on our website. At first, we will talk about different certificates you need. Then we will see how you can use taxx. So we will do an example of a tax return on our platform. And at the end, we can have a look as well about how you could save taxes in the future. So most important before starting with your tax return is to get all your certificates together. The most important one, I would say, it's your salary certificate. Here, don't add in your tax return monthly payslips. Your employer in Luxembourg, he is kind of obliged to send you at the end of the year or start of the next year an annual salary certificate that looks like this one. So basically here you can find the entire salary that you got during an entire year, and that's the one you need for your tax return. On the Luxembourg tax return, you have different types of deductions. In order to claim those deductions, you need also certificates. So, for example, insurance companies in Luxembourg, if you have a car on home insurance or private healthcare insurance, those insurance companies in Luxembourg, normally they send you at the beginning of the year after the fiscal year a certificate that you can use for your tax return. Some insurance companies are sending those on paper. For others, you have to log in on their website, and then you can download the certificates. It's the same for private pension plans. So if you subscribe private pension plans with insurance companies, you will get a paper certificate, or you can just log in on their platforms to download it. And if you signed up for a private pension plan with a Luxembourg bank, then normally those banks are putting those certificates on their web banking. Normally, you should find them under documents, and there you can download them for your tax return. For home savings plans, basically in Luxembourg, there are three remaining home savings banks. It's Schwäbisch Hall, Wüstenrot, and BHW. Those three, they are sending you a paper certificate, normally end of January, start of February, and you can add it to the tax return. If you paid interests on a personal loan, like for a car, for example, or on mortgages, then the Luxembourg banks, they mainly put bank statements on their web banking, and you can just download them. And some banks are also sending this by post on paper. Then other certificates you may need. If you have done some donations to NGOs, then normally those NGOs are sending you like a certificate about your donation. If the total of donations for 1 year is above 120 euros, then you can also add them to the tax return, and they will be deductible. Then childcare expenses. So if your kids are in a crèche or at Maison Relais and you paid for it, then you can also ask for a certificate to add it to the tax return. Normally, most of the crèches and Maison Relais are sending you this automatically in January, February of the year after. If not, just ask them and they will provide you with the right certificate. Then house cleaning. So if you have hired someone that is working in your house for cleaning purposes, you will receive from CCSS a certificate you can add to the tax return. And if you are a customer of a cleaning company that is cleaning your house, you can also ask that cleaning company to get a certificate with what you paid for the entire year. Some companies are also providing those automatically. For all the other expenses that you want to claim, always add a certificate in order to be sure that the tax administration has all the needed information, and then that they will accept that deduction. Don't add, for example, for insurances, don't add entire contracts. If you have 20-page contracts for your car insurance, for example, don't add those. Makes no sense, because tax administration, they need to prove that you paid also for this insurance. and not only that you signed up for a contract. Okay, let's do a tax return together. How should you do it? But basically, you just come on taxx.lu. If you have not yet an account, you just create one. You just need an email address, and you are creating an account with a password. And if you are already having an account, you can just log in. And after login, it could look like this one. So basically here it's an existing account where over the last years have been done different tax returns. So you can find them. There's like kind of an archive of all the tax returns you did over the last years. For 2022, so for the tax year 2022, we are doing a tax return now. Here on this account, there's already one that is finished. So that one has been done and paid. And you have one that is under preparation. Being a new customer, or even being an existing customer, you have different possibilities to start your tax return. You could start an empty one. So basically, it's just the empty forms, and you are adding all the information on your own. If you have done your tax return last year in the official PDF, you can also use that official PDF, import it, and all your personal data, for example, is already imported automatically, and you don't need to do a manual copy-paste. And if you have done your tax return on taxx last year, then you can just do a copy of the tax return that you have done last year. So basically, this is what we are doing now. There is Jeff, for example, he did his tax return for 2021 with us. So we are just copying that tax return. And there you are in your tax return for 2022. The system automatically changed the name. So now it's Jeff's tax return for 2022. And also here the year, it's 2022 fiscal year. What you can see here in red, there's some text, and there's also a red dot here on the left. This means that on this form there's somewhere an issue, and here the issue is that the file number that is provided here seems not to be a correct one, because those numbers have certain number of digits, and here it says that there's some issues. So if you see those red dots, it normally means that something is missing or something is wrong. So the system is all the time doing checkups to check if everything is correct. We will leave it like this because it's just an example, and we'll save and continue. Here, personal data, you see everything is already filled out because we did a copy of last year's tax return, so you don't need to do that again. If it's your first tax return in Luxembourg, of course, you are just adding all the normal information about your name, address, and so on, family status, and you click on Save and Continue. Then you arrive at tax situation. Tax situation, basically, it's the form where you determine your tax situation, basically, of your family. So here Jeff and his family, they have a salary, they have children, and they are owning a house or an apartment where they are living in. But of course, if your situation is different, if, for example, I don't know, you have a house that is still in construction, you just check that box, and you will see here on the left more or less forms that will pop up. If you have any questions, on every form you have here a button questions, and there you have like an FAQ. So on some forms there are more questions, on others not, but there you can very often find already an answer to your questions. So this FAQ is updated on a regular basis. If you don't find the question, on the bottom right you can see this pink dot. Clicking on it, it opens our chat, and there you can ask your questions to my team that will be happy to help you. Basically, you can ask them questions in all the Luxembourg languages, so Luxembourgish, German, French, and English, of course. Then we go on, save and continue, and we will land on what we call Autoscan. Autoscan, basically, it's an automatic importer of your tax certificates. So in the system, you can upload different different certificates you got from your employer, from your insurance company, for example, and the system will try to recognize those documents, and automatically the system will take the information from that certificate and put it in your tax return. This works very well with all the Luxembourg certificates, so Luxembourg employers, but also Luxembourg insurance companies, banks, and so on. So we have two options. Let's start with the first one. You could, if you have all those certificates on your computer in as a PDF, for example, you can just upload those PDFs. This is what we are doing right now. So here there's a salary certificate we will upload. And what else? We have like a mortgage certificate from Raiffeisen Bank, and we will add one other, a certificate from a French bank, just to show you why this is not working. So a certificate from a French bank. We are saving. And then the system, what is he doing? But at first, documents will be uploaded. The system tries to recognize the type of the document. Is it insurance? Is it a mortgage or whatever? And then the system, when recognizing the document, will extract all the needed information. So for example, here, we see that the import was successful. You can see documents that have been uploaded. So for example, here it was for mortgage. You can have the salary certificate, and import successful means, okay, the document has been imported, and on top of that, all the needed data has been extracted. The document from this French bank has, however, not been recognized, because basically in Luxembourg, all the documents you need for tax return are very standardized. So this is not the case in other countries. So if you have a document from France, Germany, Belgium, or any other country, most probably the system will not recognize it automatically. And this is the case for this document here. And you need to edit when you are going further on in the process. At some level, you will edit manually on that spot. So here, for example, it's a certificate about interests and insurances. We will see later how you can edit at that moment. So that's one option. So if you have a PDF document on your computer, you can just upload this this document. If you got certificates by post, so on paper, what you can do then is you can just download on your phone the taxx.lu scanner app that is free in App Store and also on Google devices. You open it up, and then the system will, or the app will, ask you to scan the QR code. This QR code is the one you can see in your tax return on taxx. So you just scan it, and then the system will give you two options. First option, you are taking a picture of the paper certificate. Second option, you have a PDF saved on your mobile device, on your phone, and you can also choose it. Here we will take a picture, and then it's a classic scanner app. You're just holding the phone over the certificate. You're waiting for a few seconds, don't push anything, and the system then will have scanned the document. You click on done. You're waiting a few seconds, and you see here on your computer already that the document arrived. So here the system recognized the document and is trying to get the data out. And the import has been successful. Here the document we scanned 10 seconds ago. So basically the system recognized the type of document. Here it's a private pension plan from Lalux, and it also recognized all the data needed for the tax return. Then we go save and continue. We will be on the form salaries. Here you can find the document we already uploaded, so the yearly salary certificate, and we can see here on the right spots information that is already filled. That's basically what the system was recognizing on the document and completing it. We are just checking the amounts, and there's one information missing here because it was a test salary certificates. We are just adding the name of the employer and the town, the municipality of the place of work. Save and continue. Here we find the kids. So because it's a copy from last year, it's already filled out. This family has 2 kids. If there would be a 3rd kid born during tax year, you can just add it here below. add a child, you are entering the name, date of birth, and so on, and the child is added to the tax return. Then the home. So basically here we uploaded a bank statement from Raiffeisen for a mortgage. We paid interest on that mortgage. The system recognized this type of document and already imported automatically what is needed for the tax return. So there you are all good. You're safe and continue. You will be on the form acquisition fees. You have the possibility to deduct different acquisition fees, but automatically you will have an amount of 540 euros that will be deducted. So only add here some information if you think that you have different acquisition fees that you could claim, and only if they are higher than 540 euros, because the 540 euros you will have them automatically. If you have questions, don't hesitate to use the FAQ where you find a lot of examples. Then save and continue. You will be on the page special expenses, where you basically find all the deductible expenses that you have. We uploaded this form. That was the one we took. We scanned it. We scanned the paper with our phone. Here's the document. It has been recognized, and the system automatically take out of the certificate all the needed information for the tax return. If you remember well, we had this example for a French certificate that the system did not recognize. It was for an insurance. So here you just add an insurance. You upload again the file, so you can just see it. It was this one. Open, save, and then you can see here the document, and you just have to enter manually the information. So what is the name of the bank? How much did we pay for the insurance? Was 143.10. You are saving, and that job is done as well. Just check if you have other deductions that you could claim, for example, donations or home saving contracts, and you can add them here, or you can also add them in Autoscan if you have a Luxembourg certificate. You save and continue. You can find here everything about domestic help. So, for example, the cleaning company or the crash for your kids. And by saving and continuing, you won't miss anything. So basically, if there is something you could be concerned about, just have a look. And if it's not the case, you just leave it blank. Here, another red dot, meaning that there's something missing. In this particular situation, it's the bank account that is missing. The bank account, tax administration needs it in case of a reimbursement of taxes. So if they owe you taxes, they will wire them on that bank account. After adding this information, the red dot will disappear. By continuing, you will arrive on the form attachments. In this form, you can find all the certificates you added to your tax return. You can check if everything is there. And on the almost last page, you will be on the page auto check. Auto check, it's basically all the red dots you have seen and other checkups that the system is doing on your tax return. If something does not make sense, the system will most probably tell you here that you have to check if really this is correct or not. So here we have, for example, the file number that was not correct, but also the bank account that was missing. And then you arrive on the last page. And on the last page and up to here, everything is free. You have already the result from your tax return. So basically, the system calculates how much of a refund you can get. And if you have to pay taxes to the government, then the system already tells you how much it would be. So this is for free. Then if you want to download the official form, the official tax form, you can do so for 50 euros. And there you can download the official form and in the second document with all the annexes. So we'll see it in a minute. For 8 euros, that's the package plus. There our team of experts will have a check. We'll check manually basically your tax return if everything is correct, if everything makes sense, and if the result from our website is not the result you're getting back from tax administration, Then in this package, we can also verify how it comes. Was it an error of tax administration? Was it something you were missing when you were completing the tax form? And if there's a problem with tax administration, we can also help you to write a letter where you're asking for reconsideration of your tax situation. Unfortunately, sometimes it happens that there's an error on the side of tax administration. So this result helps you to see clearer if everything is correct. The other package we have, it's a premium package for 120 euros. There you have everything you have as well with the plus package. But on top of that, you have a call with one of our experts. Normally it's a video call of half an hour where you can ask you questions. This is very often used by expats arriving in Luxembourg that don't know exactly how the Luxembourg tax system is working. And there in this phone call or on this video call, they can ask all their questions and learn more about Luxembourg taxation. Then, in order to pay, you can use your credit card. So in 2 clicks, the tax return is paid. And right away, you can then, after payment, download the tax return. Official documents in Luxembourg only exist in German and French, unfortunately. So you can choose between the German version of the tax return or the French one. And basically, the system will introduce all the data you entered on taxx into one of those forms. And you also have a PDF with the attachments. So basically, it's all the certificates that you have added to your tax return, but also calculations the system would have done. So, for example, if the system has to do some calculations and only puts the result of those calculations on the official form, then we will generate an additional page in the annexes, so that the tax guy at tax administration sees exactly what were the calculations basically. Then you have 2 options, or you can upload your tax return on myguichet.lu, which is Luxembourg administration's website. In order to connect there, you need a Lux Trust signing stick. If you don't have any, you can also print it out, sign it, and send it to your tax office. Tax office is automatically shown to you based on your address. So you just send it to that tax office. Then, if you want to save on taxes, the system automatically detects your tax optimization potential. So here it says in this example that this family could save 4,821 euros in taxes. If you want to know more, you just click on your optimizations, and you are here on a special page about the tax optimization. What we are calculating here, it's what we call an OptiScore. It goes from 0 to 100. If you are at 0, this means that you did not deduct anything on your tax return. If you are at 100, you are already at all your maximum deductible ceilings, because basically for each deduction there are maximums that you can deduct, and being at an OptiScore of 100 means that you are at the maximum in your personal situation. Here you can find different videos where we are giving more explanation about tax optimization in Luxembourg, and you can see also the detail. So this family, for example, could save up to 1,370 euros with a private pension plan, 1,150 euros with insurances, and another 2,301 euros with a home savings plan. If you want to have more information, you just click on the category that you are interested in most. And here you can see, for example, for the retirement plan, so the private pension plan, this family could save 1,370 euros in taxes. Here you have a few more information about how what is a private pension plan in Luxembourg. And you have also a short video of 2 minutes where you can have more information. Just below, you have a simulator. So the maximum this family could deduct is an additional 3,200 euros, could save almost 1,370 euros in taxes. This would mean that they have to invest 266 euros per month. To open up such a contract, you don't need to go to the maximum. You could also say, okay, I want to invest 100 euros a month, so 1,200 a year. And in this situation, this family would save an additional 514 euros in taxes. How to proceed if you want to open up such a contract? But you can subscribe it online now. here with us. We are partners of Lalux. Lalux is Luxembourg's oldest insurance company. We can set up those contracts. Basically, we just need a picture of your passport and a few other informations, and then we can prepare the contracts for you. If you want to have more information, you can also book a call with one of our experts here to get more information about the different contracts we can provide you with. We are the 1st of December. It's not too late to do something regarding tax optimization for 2023. Basically, it's still possible now if you want to invest, for example, the maximum, the 3,200. It's still possible today to do so. There's like 2-3 weeks left in 2023 to optimize your tax situation, which will have an impact for your tax return 2023, of course. Perfect. That's all I wanted to show you today. I hope it was useful news. If you have any questions, just contact my team on taxx.lu. And yeah, I wish you a nice day. Thank you, and until next time. Bye-bye.